Hello and good afternoon, and happy Saturday, everyone. My name is Miguel, aka Mighty Migs, and I'm the host of this Passion for Acting podcast, episode number 29, pardon me. I'm not good with maths, but I am good at hosting. But at the same time, we have a special guest today called Ella Sullivan.
Hi guys, I'm Ella.
Hey, good to have you on board. But before we go further ahead with this tomfoolery here and there, I'd like to mention that the sponsor of this podcast episode is actually Sydney Actors Association. And if you're an actor looking to sharpen their craft in any shape or form, this could be a good place for you because it's world-class coaching. Not just Sam, but a few others who are really good acting coaches. And there's a bunch of professional level actors who are actually like-minded like myself, who are positive, who are not willing to give up on their goals and ambitions as being a professional actor themselves. And so if you need to know more information, the Instagram page is in the description box below if you're watching this on YouTube and or Instagram. And but that's pretty much the introduction. But without further ado, give us an introduction about yourself, please, Ella.
Of course. First of all, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it. So I'm Ella Sullivan. I'm based here in Sydney. I kind of have always wanted to be an actress. I started studying as soon as I possibly could. I studied overseas at the Los Angeles Performing Arts Conservatory. And since graduating, I've not only been acting, but I've been working on honing other creative skills. I'm also a writer and producer and dancer. So really, really a fourth threat, except I'm not threatening at all. I have starred in many, many short films, including my own ones that I've written. And yeah, basically, I just love having fun on set. That's really what I live for.
Oh, look out, look out. It doesn't look like or sound like you're camera shy, are you?
I'm really not. I'm really not. Get me in front of the camera, and that's where I come alive. I really do feel like that's where I feel the most like myself in a weird sort of way is when I'm acting. I feel like that's when I come alive. And I remember once I saw this thing, or maybe I watched it, I was watching a movie and it was speaking about when you do what you love, you feel like you're flying. And it's those moments that I live for, whether I'm on stage or in front of the camera. And I mean, you're an actor yourself, you would know that sometimes when you're on set and you're just really in it and you're in your craft and you just know that it's like an out of body experience almost. And it really is. It feels like you're flying and you feel completely free and just completely yourself, even though you're being someone else. You just know that it's exactly what you're meant to be doing, and then you're just in exactly the right place.
Yeah, I see what you're feeling because nothing like spending time with Dr. Theta, no matter what's happening in your personal life or professional life or whatever. Spending time with Dr. Theta as a actor like yourself and like me as well, there's no place like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's good to be in a place where like-minded people, and it feels like you're kind of unstoppable. There's no such thing as an unstoppable person, but it's you feel like you're on top of the world, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, yeah. But cool. I like that. I like that introduction because, it's very upbeat, and at the same time, it'll encourage other actors or even other ambitious people who's listening to this could end up thinking, oh, I'm taking a good chunk out of Ella's story here. Yeah, but cool, cool. Thanks for that answer. But anyway, so what was the role you were nominated for as best villain in the ASVDA Awards back in 2025? Fill us in, please.
Yeah, so that was one of my first roles out of acting school. It was a vertical drama, and I played the character of Lily, who was the main antagonist. I was basically an evil stepsister, and everything I did was basically motivated by I wanted to harm my sister. So it was a really crazy story. I don't know if you've ever watched a vertical drama, but they're crazy. So basically, what it was ever since we were kids, they got like younger actors to play young versions of us for the flashback scenes, but ever since we were kids, we just never got on. So I gave her amnesia. And then she grew up not realizing that we were related. And then she came back into my life and started trying to steal my boyfriend. Rude. So ever since that happened, my motivation was basically just, okay, get rid of her, get rid of her. Yeah, pretty much, get rid of her. Um, but it was a really fun role to play. I think also being one of my first roles out of university, it taught me a lot about what it's like to act in the real world and what it's like to be on set in the real world, and the things that happen in a environment that's not as contained and not as safe as studying. um because like on set, like things can change at the last minute, and I think that was definitely a set that really taught me that, and has allowed me to be prepared for subsequent roles. Like it made me a lot more go with the flow of things, a lot more sort of like, okay, call time's been pushed. Okay, we're finishing early today. Okay, we're finishing a lot later today. So not only was it a really great acting experience for me, and I had so much fun playing the role, but it also was a really good professional in induction. Is that the word? A professional induction into the industry.
Now, well, I think more like introduction, but I could be wrong. But I think it's more like introduction, but it's very similar meaning anyway. But cool, cool. Look, I mean, that's a good thing that you started with that, vertical. Because everyone's got a different journey. But the verticals, of course, like it gets you hooked. I've been in one myself where I played as a villain. I'm not into it as much as other people are, but the thing is, it's a good experience for someone like yourself who's just kind of just venturing out, starting out in the industry while you're, not only fresh out of the, acting school or whatever, but it's also because you're still very young at the same time. Like, you little things like that can add up in the long run in terms of like, every little experience at this point in your life, even though it doesn't make any sense, sometimes, it all adds up. You'll see it later on when you get older, and when you start progressing more as an actor, and you start progressing more with your credits and your experience and whatnot. You'll see the bigger picture, yeah. But
Yeah,
so
I
the way
100%
you,
agree.
yeah,
I
but
was
the
just
way
gonna
you
say I
describe,
agree. Like that's my mentality going into a lot of things. Is like it all adds up in the long run, and it might not make sense now, but it'll probably make sense later as to why I didn't get that role, or as to why I did get that role. And even from that first vertical I did, like sometimes I'll go onto sets that are completely different, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to be working with a whole new set of people, but I still see the same people from that first original set, and I'm really excited to see them all because they're all just really great people. Like one of the makeup artists that I worked with on it, I see her all the time just on other sets, and I'm just always so excited. I'm like, oh my god, it's you again. I love you.
I know it's a small world indeed. So one of the things my mate Sal told me is that of course, cherish the bridges that you do have. But if you dislike somebody, or if you don't like anybody, or what you call it, yeah, just keep it to yourself as much as possible because people will talk, and this is the world we live in. So yeah, because yeah, people do talk. Trust me. Yes, people do talk, but that's human nature in general, not just actors. But of course, it's okay to express your feelings whether you like working with certain people or not. But be careful who you tell. So yeah, because this is it could just be misconstrued and whatnot, and you don't want that to happen. But yeah, you're on the right track. It's better now in the earlier stages rather than later on in life or just in your acting career. Yeah. But it sounded like before we go to the next question, the way you described your character there, are you sure you're the antagonist? Because it sounded like you're the antagonist. Yes, you are the antagonist. So I mistook that for the protagonist there. So pardon me. No, I had a Homer Simpson moment there. So yeah, but okay, no, cool. It makes sense now because at first, like I said, I just thought you were the protagonist, and then that sounds more like an antagonist there. So, but you did say antagonist, but I'm just like, damn, you go, girl. It's like like the really cool people, or just like the nice people like yourself, can play the good bad guy or the bad girl very efficiently, in my opinion, from my experience anyway.
Yeah, agree. I actually love playing a villain or like a bit of a bit of a twisted character. I think it's a really fun. I think it's a really fun dynamic to play with when it's quite far removed from who I am as a person. I find it a really fun thing to step into every once in a while.
Yeah, true, true. I think it's like what like what my acting coach Sam Haft always says that us actors, we're just professional dress up artists. Yeah, so just like when we're little kids, we just dress up like I used to dress up like Batman or Superman, in believing I am really Batman or Superman. Yeah? And I don't know what characters you used to play when you were a little kid. That's what acting is. You're just dressing up. You know what I mean? You are that character while you're dressing up. So and
Hmm.
that childlike faith, it's not just biblical, but you can put that into your acting career as well. Because, like, when you're a little kid, whatever you dressed up as, you genuinely believe that you were that character you were playing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is what acting is at the end of the day, but except you get paid for it most of the time anyway. So, yeah. Um, but anyway, let's go to the next question there. Okay, so tell us about one of your most recent roles as Kaylee in The Party. And what was she? Was she a protagonist or an antagonist? Please fill us in once again.
Okay, so Kaylee, oh my God, love her. So, fun fact, The Party, this was something that I wrote. So, this was a pilot episode for a TV series that I co wrote and produced and starred in earlier this year. And Kaylee was a protagonist. Uh, she was a protagonist. She's interesting. She was a protagonist in an antagonistic sort of way. So she is the best friend of the other main character, Kalani. And she's the type of best friend who is a ride or die. Like she will back Kalani 100%, even if it means doing the wrong thing. She's kind of like the okay, you killed someone, let's bury the body. Or like, oh okay, you this is going on, let's do this. Like she's crazy. She's crazy, but in a really fun way. She's the girl that you always want on your side. Um, I loved playing Kaylee. She's the type of girl I would find myself just when I was preparing for her, I just improv all this stuff. And it was like sometimes I'd find myself saying the craziest stuff, but it was like, no, but this is just her. This is just how she is. She's very speak first, think later. Um, but through that, every once in a while, she just drops these wisdom bombs, and you find yourself listening back, and you're like, "Oh, wait, Kaylee, that was actually really, really smart. It was just buried beneath all of your rambling." But yeah, I loved playing Kaylee. She was so funny.
You said it's your own passion project. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, because like your passion projects is what normally can make you shine if it turns out well. But it sounds like it turned out well. Am I correct there?
Yeah, I had a look at the latest edit the other day, and it is looking amazing. It's looking amazing. And we've got so many great post prod crew on board. All the crew that we had on for actually shooting was incredible. And the story just came together so beautifully. We could not have asked for more. And now in post prod, being able to watch it all come together through trailers and BTS videos and all the marketing that we're doing, it's really gratifying to see, and it just warms my heart every time I think back to earlier in the year when we were filming it. Me and my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful co-writer Kai, we just hustled, and it's just really amazing to watch it all pay off.
Hey, look, there we go. Hard work does pay off, right? And at the end of the day, you can't put a price on your ambition, and you put quite a bit of your heart and your soul into this, and you can only expect good results in general, especially when you have a good script and a good crew, and when it's edited properly, and yeah, it seems like it's just that's just a taste of good things to come if you don't give up on it. Well, I know you're not going to give up on it, but at the same time, like having your own passion project and whatnot is what keeps your juices going. Because nothing wrong with auditioning for a few things here and there outside of your like when you're getting people to like your agent to send you briefs like self-tape briefs and all that stuff, but you can do that, you know what I mean, you can do that, but on the side, just to save yourself from becoming discouraged or like bored or just like stagnant or whatnot, just create your own passion projects. You can just start writing, and then if you want to, like what I do, I get other people like another professional level writer or people in the industry in general who can critique it and make it even better. So
Mm.
yeah. So of course, I don't mean to go talk about myself right now, but do you remember Orpheus, right? That James Bond short film that I showed you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that was the original script was nowhere near as good as that. But then when the director Jeff M. Shiroki said, "Hey, my mate Nathan Bender did us a favor by rewriting this whole thing," and then at first I was like, "Oh man, I mean, I wanted this character, I wanted that character," and then when somebody like that does you a favor, I have to be grateful. So
Mm.
and then it turned out to be the best fashion project I've done so far. So yeah, so and even right now, right? Like that role of a man that you audition for. Let's just say that I came up with this original synopsis and the layout, but now the director slash writer has just made the script even better. So the only thing that he hasn't done yet is the final fight scenes and the gunfight scenes and all that stuff. But the rough draft looks so good. But the thing is, when you get to that stage of your acting career and your passion projects, sooner or later you're gonna want to step it up, and it doesn't matter how much it's gonna cost you time and money or even emotions to invest into a passion project becoming a reality. You won't care what other people think. You will just keep going. That's my encouragement to you.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah,
Oh
I think
well,
that's one of the most.
keep going,
Oh,
keep
no,
going.
no, all good. I was just going to say, I think that's one of the most beautiful things about being a creative is this network that we have where, we are a lot of the time fortunate enough to be in a position to be like, oh, like, would you like to help me work on this script? Would you like to help me prep for an audition? Would you like to jump on board and crew this? Would you like to direct? Would you like to produce? Would you like to co-write? Like, it's a really nice, I always think of it as like a patchwork quilt of people that all are just looking to create.
Hmm. I think, yeah, you're right, because you just never know, right? Because there's a lot of people in this industry who are unknown as well, but they're trying to prove themselves as well, and that's why when you got people who are just driven as well, not even who knows what good wonders can happen. Of course, not everything do you put your heart and soul into will come into fruition the way you want it, but majority of it will. Most of it will, as long as you put your heart and soul into it. Yeah, because even my one of my latest my modern inspirations in Hollywood at the moment, Tom Cruise. I love the guy, but not every 90% of the movies are very decent in today's standards. But at the same time, not everything's a blockbuster hit. But it's not his intention. But he tries. Just the same thing with you. You know what I mean? You and me. Just we need to keep trying as individuals and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah. But you know, just keep aiming. I don't know. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Sooner or later, it will be your primary source of income, and just just keep at it. Yeah. But did you want to say anything else about that Kaylee character? How did you prepare for the role anyway? Did you get one of your acting coaches or somebody you look up to in the industry to help you play the role as Kaylee?
Yeah, well, I was lucky enough to be working on the project with Kai, who I view as a mentor and an industry professional who I really, really respect and look up to. And I was lucky enough to be able to co-write this film with her, and she was she was also the director. She's an amazing director. So we would rehearse, and I was really lucky to be able to rehearse with her to bring the character to a whole new level. So that was pretty much how I prepared. I just, as I said, I would do improv to really get me into the character and to really solidify Kaylee in my mind and in my body and in my mannerisms. And then we'd go through that in rehearsal, like in the actual scene, and just refine it more. Um, yeah. So that was how I prepared. I prepared differently for every role, but that was what I found worked for Kaylee.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's all about internal, right? Like internal projections, because when we're acting, we're not acting, we're reacting, So yeah, we're
Mm.
reacting. So a scene can, a scene like a character like, Kaylee, you need to, you're stating the obvious, you'll need to know what her character objectives are, and then what's her state, why is she doing this, and with each scene, what is the objective of each scene, and then you study that. What are her mannerisms? What is her mindset? Is she overwhelmed? Is she in love? Or is she discouraged, encouraged? You name it, So that's the beauty about it. You can help, you can get one of your acting coaches, Kai, to help you out with that. It sounds like you can keep asking her for that. And then if you don't think it's broke, then don't fix it. Keep doing it.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Awesome, awesome. Okay, now this is probably the highlight of your next. The questionnaire here is, what is the dream role you'd like to play one day, and why? Why?
I was thinking about this so much, and it's so difficult because there's so many roles that I really, really would want to play. The first thing that always comes to mind is I would love to play Nina in Black Swan, or something akin to Nina in Black Swan. Um, Mainly just because, well, I grew up a dancer, and sometimes when I'm acting, something that I do to physically prepare my body is I'll dance. I'll find the physicality of the character through dance, and being able to do something like ballet on screen while acting would just be so fun, I think, because it's something that I loved so much for so many years, and to be able to do it again in a different way would just be incredible. I also just I love that character. I love it. I love her journey throughout the movie of being a perfectionist, and I think I think that's a role that I would play quite well. I think I'm really interested by women who are so driven that they drive themselves to insanity, for lack of a better word. But I just find her character arc incredible, and I love Natalie Portman in that role. I think that would be such a fun role to play. I really, really do. Another
Yeah,
role that I would like to play, anything Emma Stone. I love Emma Stone. I loved her in Poor Things again. I think that would be such a fun role to play solely for the physicality and her journey, starting out as like a literal baby, and how does she move and how does she talk, and like how does she think as a baby to becoming an adult woman, and watching her progression in her speech patterns, in her thinking patterns, in the way that she goes about things. That was such a great movie. Oh my god, I have rewatched it so many times just to watch her performance in it. I think it's amazing. So I would say probably Nina in Black Swan. That is my kind of dream role. But there's so many roles that I want to play. There's so many. And honestly, I think the great thing is that I can play them all. You know what I mean? Like growing up, before I realized that I wanted to be an actor, like when I was really, really, really young, I would just like watch movies, and I'd be like, oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, I want to be a airplane flyer. I want to be this, I want to be that. And then it wasn't until I got to about 7 that I realized, oh, wait, no, I don't want to be any of those careers. I want to be the person playing that career. Like I think that's one of the really great things about being an actor is you get to be everything and you get to do everything. So, world is your oyster, really.
Exactly. I love oysters too, but you know what? The world is your oyster, yeah. Anyway, that, um, but at the same time, yeah, like I've never seen Black Swan in that Emma Stone movie that you mentioned, but if it inspires you, it inspires you. Nothing wrong with watching it over and over again, because I'm assuming you're very similar. You watch certain movies that you like to keep you inspired, because it's when you do that, it's like, okay, if I give up on this dream, I'm not going to get to play that role. I'm not going to get to play something similar. So that's probably the reason why would you do the same thing? Is that what you do as well?
That's not my process. I think I watch things more so to inspire me and to remind me why I started in the first place. Like I don't think I ever think about giving up and what would happen if I give up, but I think when I watch things like that, and La La Land is one that I really come back to like remind me why I'm doing it. Like I never think about giving up, but sometimes I think it's important that we all remind ourselves why we started and why we love it, and that we're not just doing it because we're being forced to or because there's nothing else that we could be doing. It's because we love it, and I do love it. Like I love self-taping. I love going through auditions and the whole creative process of learning lines, rehearsing, getting on set, getting it all together. Like the whole journey is just so invigorating to me. I would never want to be doing anything else.
That's good. I love how you don't have that mindset of giving up. Neither do I, but at the same time, yet there's so many people I used to know back in the industry. They've given up on their dreams, and for me, I'm just like, nope, I don't want to be like that, because they have a big sense of regret when I see them online or in person. You know what I mean? That's a good thing, because it's like um, the journey and the process of an actor. It's not easy. Constant rejections and discouragements here and there. But that'll either make you or break you. But it sounds like it's making you already.
Yeah, I think it's about resilience. I think I try to learn something from every success. I learn something, and from every rejection I learn something. So it's just about constant growth as a creative and always looking for ways to expand, and just knowing that it's not ever you. You know what I mean? Like there's so many
Yeah.
aspects that go into the casting process, and there's always other avenues, whether that's creating your own work or just another role. Like there's always something more.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, because in the beginning, I mean, in the long term as well, it's what you know. But when they say it's who know, not what you know, I mean, you have to have the goods to back it up. Like, because at the same time, like what you're doing right now, you're actually honing your craft as an actor as well, not just creating some good connections, but you need to just keep honing your craft, because it's like, you can never stop learning, because um, for this passion police for this police movie project that I have at the moment, it's going to cost a lot of money to make. But at the same time, when people are actually, I'm going to get to a point to this, but the thing is, when there's certain people who actually reach out to you when you start making your big movies like this. They're going to reach out to you. "Oh, can you give me an audition? Can you give me a role or whatever you call it?" Um, but when they tell me something like, "No, I don't want to keep doing acting courses or whatnot," I don't know about you, but for me, it can repel me. It can repel me from giving them an opportunity, because it's like um, they don't really have that growth mindset. You know what I mean? So would you do the same thing as well if you're in my shoes? Because for me, each to their own. I wouldn't,
Ooh.
because yeah, there's some people out there. "I don't want to keep doing acting training, blah blah blah." And then how are you going to improve? It's not just relying on experience being on set.
I don't know what I would do in your position, honestly. I personally, yeah, I have no idea. Like for me personally, I am always looking for ways to expand my craft and to learn more about the industry that I'm in. But, you know, that might not be for everybody. That might not be everyone's cup of tea in their pathway. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think that really comes down to you as casting director and you as a creative leader. That's my two
Yes.
cents.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause like look, I don't mean to be conceited, but it's just that when you get to that stage where you're making your own, you know, feature films like I'm doing right now, and just what I'm about to do, you have to have a set of standard. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't please
Oh,
everybody.
100%.
Yeah, you can't please everybody, like I said, but at the same time, not everybody can please you. So you have to do what you think is right for yourself and the project. So if you have to say no, don't be afraid to say no. You know what I mean?
True.
But
At
do
the
it.
end of
I
the day, it
mean,
comes down to producing the best quality work that you
yeah,
can.
exactly, exactly. I mean, of course, this is recorded, but like, leave it with me, and um, I'm almost certain. But you may have a role in the upcoming police movie, yeah. Even though you didn't get the role of Amanda, but it's just,
Don't say that on
yeah.
the podcast.
So, okay, well, maybe I should just edit that part out. Okay. Um, yeah.
No,
No.
leave it in. It's kind of funny.
Oh well, I sounded like Bane there in Batman. The Dark Knight Rises. It's like, oh well, I'll take that thing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just
like,
muffle it.
yeah, it's just, sounded like Bane there for a second. Like it's like, oh, don't worry, Allah, leave it with me. Um, you know. But cool, cool. No, that's the beauty about it, right? Like, whenever you have an idea, write it down, and you don't have to show anybody else. You can show people who you choose to trust, but write it down because you never know what it could actually evolve to. You know what I mean? And then
No,
that idea can
100%.
evolve. Yeah, or that idea you can sell to somebody else. You know what I mean? You never know.
100%. I've always got my notebook
Yeah.
on me. I love my notes app on my phone.
Aye, there we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. But cool. Like before we go to the next question, we're like, you don't have to answer this, but when it comes to a dream role, do you have anything original? Because like it could be a personal thing because you don't want to give it away. But if you don't want to answer that, that's okay. Do you have like a
Hmm.
dream role that you had that's original in your head? That you haven't told anybody else? Because if you're not sure or if you're not comfortable telling it
That's
is,
original in my head. You know what? Yeah, I might keep that one. I might keep that one locked away until it manifests a little bit further. You know what I mean?
yes, I feel you.
Under
I feel
wraps.
you. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because what people don't know, they can't ruin. You know, that's a good thing. Okay,
Agree.
awesome. Um, so, what's been the most fun role you've played in your acting career so far, and why? Why? Why?
Oh, okay. The most fun role that I've played in my acting career has been actually a theatre role. So this was last year. I played this character called Missy in a play called The Money Shot, which is an American play written by Neil LaBute. Um, I loved playing Missy. So what the play is it's four people at a dinner party, and three out of the four people are they're celebrities, they're actors, they're like big names, and then one person, Bav, she's the outlier. She's the wife of Karen, who's a lead actress in a movie. And what it is, it's these four people just sitting around in a dinner party and they're like all just talking and debating and fighting. And Missy was and I didn't find out this till after, Missy was meant to be just eye candy. She was meant to be like the leading man, Steve. She was meant to be just Steve's wife. But when I auditioned, I came in and I was like, no, like it's Missy, look at me, look at me. Like I saw her as very bright and bubbly and very opinionated and very like in the script she's a lot younger than the rest of them. And I viewed her as really seeing opportunities to jump into conversation and just wanting attention wherever she could find it. And I didn't find out until after that she was scripted to be really meek and quiet. And I was like, what? No, that's not Missy. Um, but I had the best time playing her. I got to dance. I got to do the splits. I got to perform it night after night, and I never got sick of it. Honestly, I could perform it again. I really could. Um, I had the best time playing her, and we were fortunate enough to have Neil Labute watch a screen recorded version of the show, and he said that I played Missy the best that he'd ever seen. And the original casting was, in fact, his wife. So that was a
Oh,
really, really great experience for me. I'm really grateful to have been able to play her. I love her so
Missy.
much.
Okay. That's a nice name, Missy. It's not Missy Higgins, is it?
No, just Missy.
Okay, yeah.
Missy
Do you
from
know who Missy?
Idaho.
Do you know who Missy Higgins is? Like, she's an
Like, yeah,
Aussie
of course
singer.
I know who Missy Higgins is. I love Missy Higgins.
Okay, yeah. No, 'cause, I like that because it's like, when you said Missy, I'm like, oh, okay, that's the first thing that came to mind. But, at the same time, Missy Higgins is not an American like what Missy was. I mean, that's an American character, right? Like what you said from
Yeah,
Idaho.
yeah, she was American.
Oh, I'm Missy Higgins. How are you? Okay. Yeah, it's like, oh, damn. It's like, hey, time for me to save the world. Hey, hang on to that, Batman. Yeah. um,
Wow,
no,
someone should really cast you.
yeah, I know, because I was just thinking Batman terms just all of a sudden, yeah, because
Yeah.
uh, I don't know why, but it was just random, yeah, yeah. But okay, so tell me more about Missy. In other words, yeah. So Missy's like, you know, was she? Would you describe her as someone like yourself, like somebody who's nice and sweet, or just somebody who's
I
like
would
the opposite
describe
of you?
her as outgoing. I would describe her as outgoing. I would describe her as sure of herself. I would describe her as unapologetically honest. Like, she says what she means. She says what she means without necessarily regarding how that's going to be reacted to. Like, she's not, like, she's not saying like anything like really hurtful or crazy, but she will be honest without considering if what she's saying is going to be hurtful. And then, like, she's not spiteful. She's just a beautiful, honest person who sometimes is overly honest in a way that makes her appear ditzy. But I never saw her as ditzy. I saw her as really, really smart and tactful, and she she someone who like knows what she wants and goes about it in a way that is sometimes unconventional, but in a way that serves her and gets her where she wants to go. But in that same vein, I think she's very caring of other people, and she's social. She loves being around people. She loves a party. I think she's the light of every room that she's in. Oh my god, I
Okay.
actually love her so much. I'm getting emotional.
Look, feel free to cry. I mean, because I mean, it is your podcast episode. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing you enjoyed that because the more you enjoy a role like that, the better you perform. So
Mm.
uh, why why would you actually perform or play a role that you don't want to play? I'm not saying this is the case, but in this case, playing as Missy, damn, So like you said, the world is your oyster, okay, and playing Missy is your oyster, okay. So that's the icing on the cake there. So you know, create similar roles to that, or like roles that inspire you coming from, can be a different role to Missy, but something that'll inspire you from the your performance as Missy can actually help you out in that one there. So you said when she's outgoing, would you consider yourself as a person, as Ella Sullivan, an introvert or an extrovert, like Missy is?
I would consider myself an extrovert, but I think I'm also someone that likes to have time to reflect. You know what I mean? Like, I love going out, I love being social, I love meeting people and having new experiences, but then I also need time to myself to be able to digest everything that's going on and to be able to sit alone with my thoughts and be like, okay, what am I actually thinking right now? Like, what's actually going on? You know what I mean? So I would say I'm an extrovert with introvert tendencies, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. But if you had to pick one over the other, you'd be more an extrovert, huh?
I'd be more an extrovert, yes.
Oh, okay. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, but you know what? I mean, the only introverted side that I've heard you say in that one there is that you like to have your solitude as well. Am I correct?
Yeah. I
Oh,
really value my time, my Sunday resets, my meditation. I really value that.
oh yes. Nothing beats solitude, you know. So I'm not getting as much as I used to in the past, like 7 to 9 months since the beginning of this year. But this is just life, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Yep.
the little solitude time that I get to have, I enjoy it, and it just makes me reset. And when you get to my age, you'll value your solitude even more. You know what I mean? That's what I'm assuming anyway. I can't say every guy my age loves his solitude, but for me, I'm just like, oh man, it's so peaceful. You know? So yeah, but yeah, I mean, enough of me. But good on you for sticking to your guns and just be true to yourself, like what you seemingly already are. And because the more you're true to yourself, the more you're not going to let yourself down, because that's how you develop self-respect. You know what I mean? And just staying true to yourself, saying no when you have to say no, saying yes when you have to say yes, and focus and just pick the right roles that you think is right for you. Yeah. But
Mm.
yeah, good, good, good. Okay, cool, cool. Okay, so last one here. So, what encouragement would you like to give to our fellow actors who feel like giving up?
Honestly, this is such a basic piece of advice, but I would just say don't give up. I would say that you never know what's around the corner, and you know, you always hear it, but it really is true. Like every rejection is pointing you in the right direction. Like there is something out there that is waiting for you that is going to change your life and ignite your soul, and you've just got to hold out for it, because once it happens you're going to be so grateful that you didn't give up, and that you kept to it, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know which door is going to open for you that you might not have expected. I would also say
Mm,
that there are so many avenues to be able to create your own work and to be able to act in projects and in pieces that you might not have ever expected would be more than what they are, if that makes sense. I would say exploration is one of the most fun things about being an actor, and the ability to try new things and try being different people. So just keep going, because it'll be worth it.
exactly, exactly. If you have the passion for it, you're not going to give up, no matter what discouragement or setbacks come your way. In fact, whenever somebody feels discouraged or feel like giving up, that's the best time to prove how bad you want it. It's not when things are seemingly going well. Anybody could be doing that, but it separates the real actors from the wannabe actors. So yeah, it sounds harsh, but this is just my critical thinking. You know what I mean? So yeah, but for those of you who don't want to give up, I encourage you just to stay in your own lane and get some inspiration and just make the right connections along with honing your craft as an actor. Okay, that includes your professionality, not just your acting skills, just being courteous as well, because none of us are actually immune to getting blacklisted. God forbid none of us get blacklisted. But at the same time, I'm not saying that you have to be a yes man or yes woman, but do what you think is right for yourself in a courteous and polite way. But it is what it is, and
It
this the
is what it
journey.
is.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. But you know what? We appreciate your time here, Ella.
Thank you so much for having me.
No worries at all. And myself and the rest of the people who are watching, we wish you well. And we look forward to seeing you on the big screen as well sometime soon. But, just keep at it, yeah? Okay. But cool, cool.
Thank you so much.
Okay, but anyway, guys, for those of you who haven't done so yet, just if you just please press the like and subscribe buttons here, and if you're watching this on YouTube, and I'm also going to include Ella's Instagram page in the description box below, and especially if you're watching this on Instagram and YouTube, and you can follow her in her own journey and show your support by doing that. But thank you so much. And yeah, until the next video, please stay safe and look after yourselves out there. My name is Miguel, aka Mighty Migs, and this is Ella Sullivan. Have a great day. Adios.
Adios.